Hey everyone, this is J-Dog, and I'm here with another video. About a year ago or a few months ago, the Supreme Court got rid of abortion in the federal level, meaning that abortion can now only be left to the states, in which some of the states ended up making abortion illegal in their state because there was no federal law that protected abortion. That was, the abortion, federal, nationwide abortion was a result of a court case that got overturned called Roe v. Wade. But now we're talking about the Supreme Court and affirmative action. Affirmative action was originally meant to help make sure that people were not discriminated against because of certain things like race or gender whatsoever. That if they were able to qualify in certain positions or certain education systems, that they could not be denied because of their race or ethnicity or such and such. In other words, the Supreme Court, first of all, I want to bring up the Supreme Court got rid of affirmative action and college admissions, meaning you can't use race as a topic in trying to be accepted into certain colleges. But this, with the removal of affirmative action, this allows certain areas to be able to discriminate even if you qualify to go to a certain college. You see, affirmative action was to prevent people who were qualified from being turned away only because of their race. Because the reason why affirmative action was created, because even if let's say the black student had the highest GPA, the black student kept getting rejected for the white student with a lower GPA, but the white student with a lower GPA was able to get into a certain college. So affirmative action wanted to, the racists, they kept saying, "Oh, you're just the affirmative action is only being used to let people who are not qualified in schools because of their race, or it's a not checkpoint. You have to have black students, even if they're not qualified." And I tell these racists, first of all, F those racists, anti-black racists, but also tell them, no, it was to make sure that black people who did qualify to go to certain colleges were allowed to go to certain colleges if they had the qualifying GPA, and that if black students have qualifying GPA, they should easily be able to get in without being passed over from a white person who had a lower GPA score. Because that's what's happened. You had people in these campuses that didn't want black people coming into their schools, even if the black students had high GPAs and great schools grades. The affirmative action was to make sure that qualified people were fairly treated when it comes to going into certain positions in education or in the workplace. Because right now they're saying that the affirmative action was to be removed from college campuses and stuff, college and stuff. But don't be surprised if they decide to go after the workforce as well. Also notice that it was a Jewish man and members of the anti-black racist AAIP community that helped the white supremacists get rid of affirmative action. You see, they think that getting rid of affirmative action is just only going to hurt black people. But here's the thing. it's going to hurt other people too, even those who were against affirmative action. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot. Also, let's not forget, affirmative action actually benefited white women more than black people, even though it was originally created to help black people. But the white supremacists, including those in the Supreme Court, are trying to do anything because they think it's going to hurt black people. And don't think it's going to just stop with college and universities. They're going to try to get rid, like I said earlier, they're going to try to get rid of affirmative action in the workplace as well. So it makes it harder for black people to be fairly be able to qualify to serve certain positions. So yeah, the white supremacist government thinks that they're trying to do everything, that this is just going to only hurt black people, because that's what they want. They want to do anything to hurt black people. And one of the things is to get rid of affirmative action, because they know that it will hurt black people. Even though, like I said earlier, white women benefited from it more. But like I said, immigrant groups, women groups, who were against affirmative action because they thought it was just only helping black people. Well, affirmative action helped other groups, but now those groups who were against black people, they're going to feel the hurt too. Certain people are going to feel the hurt too, because there are racists who don't like other people other than them just not liking black people. They're going to be negatively affected by the removal of affirmative action. But yeah, this is what's going on with what happened with the Supreme Court. They overturned the right to have affirmative action. But that's all I have to say about this situation. I want to know what y'all think in the comment sections about the Supreme Court's ruling. I say screw the Supreme Court, because you're just trying to help white supremacy get rid of black people. Especially even the black Supreme Court member, Clarence Thompson. Even though affirmative action helped him, he still wanted to get rid of it. That shows you the buffoonery of some of these sellouts. But like I said earlier, that's all I have to say about the situation. Write down in the comment section what y'all think about the removal of affirmative action. I want to know. I also want y'all to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. This is J-Dog. Thank you for watching. Peace, everyone.